Good evening. My name is Annalyn M. Sahul. My presentation is about the different generation of learners. Effective teachers need to understand and appreciate the learner's needs, backgrounds, interests, and learning styles. In fact, understanding the differences in various generations and how they perform in higher education classrooms can help educators better understand, educate, and address the needs of the learners. A generation is defined as individuals of a particular age, group, who share common experiences, values, communities, and sense of identity. Generational differences also show differences between various generations in terms of historical experiences, economic and social conditions, technological advances, and other societal changes. Generally, six generations may be participating in today's educational classrooms, which are the silent generation, baby boomers, Generation X, the millennials or Gen Y, Generation Z, and the youngest generation, which is the Generation Alpha. The silent generations are those individuals born between 1928 and 1945. Their ages now are from 77 to 94 years old. Traditionalists or the silent generations are loyal and disciplined. Majority of them learn best through traditional instructor-led instruction and seek to feel supported and valued by their teachers. Traditionalists typically prefer structure, lectures, and direction on what is expected of them. They are more formal with their communication style and are less motivated by informal communication or learning style. Moreover, individuals who were born between approximately 1946 through 1964 are called the baby boomer generation. Boomers are versatile learners, extremely hard workers, and very committed to their personal and professional goals, motivated by incentives, prestige, and position. Boomers are described as work-centric, independent, goal-oriented, and competitive. They enjoy reading books and are more likely to stay focused on one topic at a time. They appreciate direct communication and adapt well to either traditional or self-directed learning. Following this is the Generation X, includes those individuals born between 1965 and 1982, and now ages from 42 to 58 years old. Gen X students are said to be leaning back and slackers. These individuals expect freedom and balance in their personal and workplace lives. Gen X embrace change. They are independent thinkers and prefer to engage in interesting and efficient work. Furthermore, they need instructors to explain in detail their expectations from them. For example, future assignments, the parameters of each lesson, and the sequential steps involved in all assignments. Gen X students are judgmental and cliquish. They like to question policies and projects. Therefore, those who teach them must provide credible reasons for tasks, decisions, and procedures. The generation who are web-savvy and highly connected via social media is called Millennial Generation or Generation Y. Individuals who were born since 1981 to 1996 belong to this generation, who are 26 to 41 years old now. Nowadays, most students in higher education institutions are digital natives. These students learn differently and interact differently than former students and older classmates, due to the fact that they have been raised in the information age. They use frequently technologies such as computers, the internet, mobile phones, during their daily lives. These students prefer teamwork, experiential activities, and the use of technology. Millennial strengths include goal orientation, positive attitudes, collaborative learning style, and multitasking. Compared to members of other generations, Gen Y are more sociable and confident. They are generally less independent, more exclusively community-oriented, and seek a sense of meaning in greater context. Next is the Generation Z, which is often referred to as post-millennial, who were born on 1997 to 2012. Their age this year are from 10 and the oldest member of this group is 25 years old. This means that the majority of our senior high school students are part of Generation Z. They are influenced by social media, has a short attention span, adept at technology, independent and autonomous. Generation Z consider themselves as loyal, thoughtful, compassionate, open-minded, and responsible. Generation Z pursues to make changes in our society. And this is a challenge because they prefer to work alone and occasionally lack creativity. So we need to help guide Gen Z students in their higher education endeavors. As educators, we sometimes evaluate students through exams and research papers. This type of assessment solely tells us what students have memorized for a specific exam or what they know about a specific topic. This generation needs more than that. They need real-life knowledge that can be related to their job area. Gen Z is digital, and we as teachers have access to the digital world. So let us become more skilled in different types of devices, programs, and applications that can be integrated into our classes. We have to develop activities that are related to the course and at the same time are meaningful to our students. Along with the need for rationalizing, Gen Z have shorter attention span. Our instruction needs to reflect this. Here are some tips to consider. Number 1, use visuals. Then, keep slideshows presentation short. Students need variety. Try delivering your instructions in different formats. And also, consider flipping your classrooms for self-paced learning. Then, create an active learning environment. There will be the most educated generation in history, and this is the Generation Alpha, born from 2013 to 2025, and now ages 9 years old and below. Although most of them are still in infancy, by the time Generation Alpha comes to the age, they will be the most educated generation of all time, thanks to the technology and instantaneous information available to them. They will grow up learning more and deeper about the world than all of the generation. This also changes the nature of higher education as it puts tremendously different expectations on the institutions. These are the characteristics of Gen Alpha. They are tech-savvy. Their parents may have been the first to be born into a digital world, but Gen Alpha will be the first to have a seamless integration of technology into every aspect of their lives. In fact, Alpha Gen and technology are so intertwined that it is estimated by the time they are 8 years old, they will surpass their parents in technology skills. They will never know a world without the Internet of Things, smart technology, and virtual reality. Artificial intelligence dominates their reality and is a natural part of their lives. It will also factor into how they will view the world with the ocean of information presented to them at every step. Another characteristic of Gen Alpha is their learning is highly personalized. Generation Alphas are accustomed to having immediate access to information, which makes lecturing and old models of learning obsolete. They will learn at their own pace, with personalized learning experiences targeted to keep up with them. Along with the classrooms, online learning modules and tutorials will facilitate their approach to education. Social media will be their dominant mode of interaction. Generation Alphas will interact with their friends and peers mostly through social media, and they are connected throughout the day. That also brings with it concern about privacy and online bullying. Social acceptance also becomes a matter of how much they are liked online. While this becomes the norm, they need to be taught the importance of person-to-person interactions. They don't play by the rules. The time of playing board games and coloring between the lines is over. Gen Alphas cannot be restricted by rules like their predecessors. Their energies are hard to contain, as their digital world puts them in touch with an infinite number of perspectives that stem a need to take ownership of themselves. What do we need to consider is the very little time we have left before Generation Alpha walks through our classroom doors. First, focus on skills, not content. We think it's safe to say the content and resources will be everywhere and available at all times, and that the device that a student might use to access content and resources will not matter. Teachers will need to be more considerate of skills rather than content. The what is out there already. The how and the why are now the critically important pieces of learning. Students need to learn how to think, not what to think, and that includes being metacognitive about their own actions and choices. Next, provide learning with flexibility and a greater purpose. Generation Alpha is going to be interested in authenticity and avoid isolated content. They will want to create products of value that allow them to integrate their learning to show what they know in a non-traditional way. Teachers will need to consider learning outcomes, where students can demonstrate what they know and are able to do in innovative and creative ways across multiple content areas, and be able to share those creations socially with local and global virtual audiences. As of 2015, there were some 2.5 million people born every week around the globe. Generation Alpha is expected to reach 2 billion by 2025. If they haven't already arrived in some of our classrooms, they will be there shortly. 2028 is not too far away. If the way graduation currently works continues to be the barometer by which we measure a student's readiness for college, career, or life, then members of Generation Alpha will begin graduating in the year 2028. By the time they are ready to go out into the world will look very different from the way it looks right now. We have a responsibility and an obligation as educators to get this right for them. Before I end my presentation, I have here a video clip from YouTube for us to better understand why we teach. Please watch this.
Chapter 2. Open up your books. Hey, it's, John. Sorry to call you so late, miss.
What's going on?
Can I ask a question about tonight's homework?
Of course.
Always remember this: changing the way people look at things is the heart of learning and the start of changing the way people do things. Thank you for listening.